Hi, this is Dawn, and welcome to our 3-acre homestead. And I wanted to do a video on the pantry challenge that is going all over the place. It is Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge. And I decided I was going to do it this year, but I didn't plan on making any videos. And then I decided, why not? It would make me more accountable and keep a document of what was successes and what was failures. So I thought, why not? So I was thinking I would do a video maybe once a week and just let you know how it's going. I wasn't planning on this video, so I didn't take pictures of our food or anything like that because it was just a spare of the moment this morning. I thought, okay, we're going to do this. But anyway, for those that have not seen it yet, the Three Rivers Homestead is a channel, and they do a pantry challenge every year. I know they did it last year. I'm not sure how many years they've done it, but I did see it last year. And it is for January and February. And you are supposed to see if you can eat out of your pantry for those 2 months, or at least find out how long you can eat out of your pantry. Um, the main rule is there are no rules. You set your own. So these are the rules that I put in place for myself. The first rule, I wanted to not go out and I have light. Sorry if, let me move it a little bit. No, I still see my glasses. Anyway, the first rule for me that I set for myself was I was not going to go out and do a big old grocery haul to stock up my pantry. Because if there's ever an emergency and I have to eat out of my pantry for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, usually they're not going to say, hey, there's an emergency coming up, stock up your pantry. So whatever we have in the refrigerator, the freezer, and my pantries is what I normally have in there. And whatever I had from January 1st on is what I'm going to use. I mean, up to January 1st, that's what I'm going to use for the whole challenge. So I'm not going to go out, and I didn't go out and make a big old grocery haul and prepare in any way. I just said, okay, this is it. Because, if there's an emergency, they're not going to say, okay, you need to go out and get all this stuff. Because in my location, even if we got to the grocery store, it's usually going to be gone. I'm in Texas, and we had that Texas snowstorm the other year, and there was hardly nothing on the shelves. During COVID, there was nothing during the C word, there was nothing on the shelves. So that was the first rule. The second rule was, and this is a common rule for most people that go through the challenge, they can buy produce and they can buy dairy, because you cannot have a gallon of milk. It's not going to last you 2 months. Or a bag of apples is not going to last 2 months. So that's my second rule. I can buy produce. I can buy dairy products. The third rule was sort of, I can buy things that's on sale during the challenge, but I cannot use them during the challenge, because my pantry we eat out of every single day. I'm not the kind of person that says, okay, tomorrow we're going to have spaghetti, so I need to go to the store and I need to buy the noodles and the meat and the spaghetti sauce and go and grocery shop for that meal. We usually have a stocked pantry, and most things in my pantry are things that we use and are part of our go-to meals that we eat. So if I want spaghetti, I don't go to the grocery store. I go to my shelf and get spaghetti or macaroni or ziti pasta. If I need spaghetti sauce, when I find things on sale, I usually buy 10 of them. So there's usually spaghetti sauce on my cabinet, on my pantry shelf. Or ground beef, it's usually in my freezer. So I never buy things just because we want to have it. I mean, there's very few occasions, like maybe for Thanksgiving or a get together, I might buy something special. But most of the time, I don't buy anything unless it's on sale or I can get the best price. So if I find something on sale, like ground beef, I'll go out and buy maybe 10 pounds of it, freeze it, put it in zippy bags, freeze it, and that will be my ground beef that I use. Or if I find pasta on sale, I will go out and buy maybe 10 boxes of pasta. So that is how we normally eat out of our pantry. So I do not want to go through all of my pantry stock and then in March be like, oh, I need to go back and I need to refill. I need to go and buy chicken. I need to buy meat. I need to go buy pasta, because those things might be on sale between now and then. And I miss out on all those sales. So my rule is I can buy items on sale, but I can't use it during the challenge. I can't use it in January or February. It is to restock the items that I'm eating now. So we can only eat things that are currently in our pantry or freezer or refrigerator. So that is our third rule. And our fourth rule is it basically gives me a chance to go through things that I know is going to expire soon that I need to get rid of. So if I go in there and I see a spaghetti sauce that's about to expire in the next month or two, I'm definitely going to be eating spaghetti sauce. So that gives me a chance to really rotate all my stock, because I have not had a oven or a real stove since I moved into this house 3 years ago. We moved in and we found out that the stove, the wall ovens, and the stove that was here was no good. So we had planned on replacing it. Well, it took us longer than normal. I've had the stove, but I haven't had it hooked up because we had to have that line checked for electricity. It's a gas stove, but it has to have electricity to turn on. It has electric start. So we have been eating from a small little hot plate. That was pretty much our stove for 3 years. So a lot of our items that I had in stock that we moved over here with 3 years ago, didn't have a chance to use, such as flour, sugar, because I couldn't bake. I didn't have an oven. So I am really excited about this challenge because I can go through things and find out if I have some canned goods that expired or are close to expiring, or maybe past the date, but they're still good. I want to go ahead and use those and get them out and really rotate that stock so I can get some fresh stock in there, some fresh items. So those are our 4 rules. Well, my 4 rules for myself. And I wanted to let you know how it's been going so far. Today is January 9th. So we've been doing it 9 days so far. So I was going to let you know how it's working out. And it just correlates basically with when I had my stove put in, because I just got my stove in, I think right after Christmas. So I haven't really been able to use it very much. So I'm really excited, and I decided that I wanted to start menu planning again, because now I can really plan for things instead of just using that little hot plate to cook. It would take like 20 minutes to boil water. I mean, it was terrible. I couldn't plan anything like beans. I'd have to put it in my Instapot because it just wouldn't cook. It wouldn't cook it. So I'm really excited about this. So I was going to let you know January 1st. I didn't take any pictures because I wasn't planning on this, but maybe the next weeks I will try to take a picture of my meals to let you be able to see it. But January 1st was a Monday, and it is my casserole night, and we made chicken rice casserole. Well, the chicken I had purchased prior to the day before this thing, and it was a rotisserie chicken from Sam's, because those rotisserie chickens from Sam's, they're huge. There's no way I could have bought a raw chicken, and cooked it for that price. So I thought that would be a great way to get this started. That is the one thing that I purchased. It was a chicken rice casserole. I was going to make chicken rice broccoli casserole because my family likes it, but guess what? Didn't have broccoli, so we did without, and they didn't even say anything. It was great. The second, I also made some baked apple oatmeal. That was our first time to make it. It wasn't bad. I made entirely too much. I did a 9 by 13 pan, thinking that we would go through it. We ate about half of it. I froze some, but that was pretty good. And that was for breakfast for a lot of days. The second day was our rice dish. We did fried rice, and with that chicken, the rotisserie chicken from Sam's, I divided it and could get 3 complete meals from it. So the first day was the chicken rice casserole. The second was chicken fried rice. And when I made the chicken rice casserole, I knew I was going to make chicken fried rice. So on Monday, instead of making 2 cups of rice, I went ahead and made 4, put 2 in the fridge, and that's what I used on Tuesday. I use that because everybody knows that refrigerator rice is better in the fried rice than regular cooked. When you just now then cooked it when it's hot, it's better the second day when you use rice from the refrigerator. So I did chicken fried rice. The third day I did a taco chili. It's chili, but I add a little bit of Mexican spice to it, and some jalapenos. And that's why we call it taco chili. But we had that, and I baked some bread. That was my first time to bake the bread in my new oven. It was great. Um, the fourth day, and that was we considered it our soup day, but I considered chili soup. It was the same. Okay, Thursday was our pasta night, and we did slumgullion. And it was, I guess people call it American goulash, but we always called it slumgullion growing up. So we had that. And whenever I make food, I make it so that my husband can have it for lunch the next day, because he goes to work on the pipeline. So he can put it in his thermos, and he can take food with him. And sometimes it's enough for us. And it's me, my husband, and usually my son. He's 25. Sometimes he eats on his own. Sometimes he eats what we have. Just depends on if he feels like eating what I make. But it's usually enough for me to have, like, a casserole is enough for us for dinner, my husband for lunch the next day, and usually me for lunch the next day. And if we have any leftovers, we take care of that on Fridays, which is our leftover day.
Dawn, here is your reminder. Paint letters.
Sorry about that. I had a reminder. Alexa, stop. So we had Friday is our leftover day. So any leftovers that we had in the refrigerator, we ate it. Then on Saturday, I had a roast planned, but we got busy doing other stuff. So I didn't cheat, because, we're allowed to eat out, but I ordered in pizza. My son was here, and we just went ahead and we ordered pizza in. And it was like $35 for that pizza. And after I did it, I was sort of regretting it, thinking, geez, I could have, put the roast in the crock pot and made it, but I didn't. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, $35, that's a lot of money. So I definitely think that I'm going to have some easier meals and not resort on eating out. But we usually eat out maybe once a week, So that was our night to eat out. Sunday, since we had pizza, of course, we had leftovers. So we just had leftovers, and we decided to make some eggs, like breakfast for dinner kind of thing. And that brings us back to Monday, which I'll go over next week, which was the 8th, which was yesterday. So I'm going to do another video on that. But it is going well. I haven't had to buy anything. I haven't even bought produce or dairy products yet, but I do know that I am going to have to because I don't have any more of like sour cream if we need it. I might just do without. We don't have any more really cheese. I caught myself on a bad time because I really don't have a lot of cheese in the refrigerator. Usually I have a bunch of different cheeses because we're big cheese eaters. But I actually started the challenge at a time that I really didn't have any cheese, and I thought I did. And I looked and I was like, I don't. Oh, shoot. So I might have to buy some cheese as part of my dairy products. Um, our produce, I think, will last for a while. I do have a cabbage in there, a full cabbage that I got, before the before it all started. I had gotten cabbage. I have onions. I have carrots. I have celery. I have a lot of the basics. We have garlic from our garden, so we have a lot to go through. And my freezers are stocked. I have two freezers plus the little one above the refrigerator. And maybe one day I'll take you on a tour of how I keep track. Um, we have one freezer in our pantry area that I can get to. The other one is in my son's bedroom in the closet where our water heater is. And I don't go in there very often. I can usually just tell him, hey, can you bring up, a pound of ground beef or whatever. But one day I'll have to show you how we keep track of what's in the freezers. Um, but anyway, that is how it went. It's going fine. It's great. I regret buying pizza. It was fine. I mean, it was our night out, our dinner out. But I don't know if I'm going to be doing pizza for the rest of the challenge because it seems like a way, unless I can make it, which is very possible because I do have everything to be able to make pizza. Um, as long as I get some cheese in here. But that is how it's going so far. Hopefully it continues well. I think it will because we have quite a bit of items in our freezer and in our pantry, and I have a lot of long-term uh, food storage that if I have to, I can get into it. Today, I need to go make some beans and rice. But I will let you know how next week goes. So that's what's happening so far. So far, the pantry challenge is going okay, except for the pizza. But life happens. Yeah, you have to deal with it. Now, if I was in a true uh, you know, something happens where I can't go out to the stores or I can't order in pizza, we could have easily made something. I could have easily made something, even if it was maybe pancakes for dinner or something, something quick. And I could have done it. But it was just life happens. So, sometimes you got to give yourself a little break. But anyway, that's what's going on. And I will see you maybe next week. And I'm hoping to start doing videos at least once a week or once every couple weeks. Um, if anybody doesn't know, I used to be What You Waiting For, and it was a prepper channel. And I started it maybe 10, 11, 12 years ago, a long time ago. I was a lot younger then. And I decided to pick up this channel and turn it into our 3-acre homestead because we just purchased 3 years ago. We purchased this property with this house, and we are on a journey to become homesteaders to see what we could do. We haven't really done much here yet. I am working into a garden, putting in a pretty decent sized garden this year, and I'm going to take you along the way. I'm going to show you all the steps that we've taken, and hopefully it will also get to chickens this year. I don't know. We were sort of, when we moved in, we had to fix up our old house and sell it, and that took about a year. And then we had my mom move in behind us in a trailer, so that took a long time to get ready for that, and then to when she was here to get her all situated. So this is the year I'm hoping to really start working on our homestead. So we're planning on hopefully one day, the garden, the chickens, goats. We're just really hoping that we can retire here and like live off what we provide. Not 100%, but the best what we can do. And that's all you can do, is the best you can do. So I'll keep doing these videos, keeping you updated. I'll probably do a lot more when it comes to spring and summer, when I start planting the garden and gardening and showing you, the different things that I'm doing. Maybe the harvest that I have. Who knows? Maybe some cooking videos. I'm not sure if y'all are interested, and maybe some videos on like hauls, grocery hauls. You can see what kind of things I do buy when I find things on sale. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on here. Oh, geez, 21 minutes of me talking. But I'll try to check in next week and let you know how the rest of the challenge is going. And if you're doing a challenge, how are you doing it? What are your rules? You set your own rules. What are your rules? I gave you mine. I had 4 of them. What are your rules for the challenge? Some people have like a dollar amount that they can spend. Some people are not going to the store at all. So it's fun to watch all the videos. So I hope you had fun watching mine. And I'll keep you updated for the rest of the 2 months during the challenge. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.